The city itself? I'm not so sure. I think the hype about moving to Denver has waned. It might have been the right choice back in 2020, but I think moving forward, there's a few serious reasons as to why it might be better to not move to the city. Now, what are those exactly? Well, the biggest one that hits a lot of people as they're looking is Denver is too expensive. Denver has seen just shy of a 40% increase in property values in the past 5 years, really in just 3 years. Back in 2022, the market price hit a yearly average of around $665,000. That's a 41% jump from 2019, and it has since stabilized at this price. Many people hoped for a price correction after this surge, but that really hasn't happened, at least to the degree they'd like. In fact, prices have actually gone up, slightly though. The current year-to-date price average is around $678,000, so about a 2% gain since 22. Now, there are many reasons why property values have stabilized and shown signs of continuing to appreciate, albeit at a slower rate than before, an explanation of which could take an entire video itself. If you're curious about why Denver's property has surged so much, as well as stabilized at record highs, reach out to me, I'd love to explain a bit more. But in its simplest form, the ability for people to afford buying a home has gotten tougher. But to add to this, for homeowners in Denver, it's also gotten harder to retain their homes, especially if you bought your home a decade or two ago and watched its value increase tremendously. You've made a ton of equity in your home, which is a great thing, and it's a reason why real estate is an excellent tool to build wealth. However, a con of this naturally is the property taxes in Denver have also increased, and substantially too. Not only due to the assessed value of your home jumping up naturally due to market appreciation, but also the result of political action that repealed a buffer in the Colorado Constitution designed to slow the growth rate of property taxes. Now, this channel is not a political one, so I'll post a link below where you can read a bit more about the Gallagher Amendment. But as a result of these two moves, property taxes in Colorado have shot through the roof. And not surprisingly, when this information came out and homeowners got the new property tax bill, they went to their counties to appeal them. And even to the point where decades-long homeowners have decided to move because their property taxes have gone too high. Again, these are context-specific situations, but it's evident that it's getting harder and harder to buy property in Denver and also keep your property. Now, the second reason we'll talk about today is that Denver is crowded. This will hold less merit to those who love the cities and love city life. And if we compare Denver to main cities like New York City, Los Angeles, it's not really that substantial. However, Colorado is interesting because it has a population of just shy of 6 million people. So it's ranked number 21 in the nation for most populated. However, the population density in this state is very low because a ton of the mountain regions to the west of Denver and the wide open plains to the east aren't actually very populated. Thus, the majority of Coloradans are found along the Front Range, and every major city holding over 50,000 people can be found here, save for one on the western slope. But even then, most are going to be consolidated around the Denver area. The city of Denver's population is just around 715,000, but the overall metro area population is close to 3 million people, or just over 50% of the total residents in the state. It gets worse. When you look at a map of the Denver metro area, it's huge, no doubt, but all the areas on the southwestern side and the far east side in its entirety are open and empty space, either mountains or plains. Thus, the vast majority of Denverites are localized around the city, and it's evident when you're there. If you've watched my other videos, I've no doubt talked about how crowded Denver can feel, specifically in the center of the city, as well as how egregious the traffic is. But also, Denver did not prepare and has struggled to keep up with this surge in population. It's playing catch up something fierce, which is why a common theme that I hear from homeowners and renters within the city is that Denver feels too crowded. It takes forever to get anywhere, and they're looking for something new. Which now comes to this question. What do you do about this? Well, first thing I'll say is don't write off the state of Colorado just yet. It's a beautiful part of the country and you have options. My solution to you is simple. Move to the outskirts of the Denver area, or even consider a different city along the Front Range. Now, this is going to be dependent upon what brings you to Colorado, but living within the city of Denver might not be the best option. So try looking at some of the suburbs on the far southern edge, like Parker, or the northern side, like Erie, Broomfield, or even Longmont. Or consider a move to areas like Colorado Springs down south, or the Loveland-Fort Collins area to the north. Both still sizable cities, but way less crowded compared to Denver. They can be great options if you're still interested in Colorado, but trying to keep a bit of distance from Denver. This is Life on the Front Range. I'll see you there.